Who has?
Oh, there you are.
No, I was concentrating.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Like what you do.
It says you're recording.
Yeah, we started recording.
Can I get that off the screen now?
You just say okay or got it.
Oh, no.
At the bottom
I got it. Oh,
it
right.
just says got it.
All right, I got it. Oh, that's mine.
She's got it.
Yeah.
By Jove, she's got it.
I like your rocks. Fabulous.
Thank you.
I got a.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh,
This is at Anne's, is it?
Yeah.
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 It's funny how different it is at home, though. The
What
colours are different to mine.
Oh.
The blue door I did went really faded. I couldn't get the blue on there at all.
That's good.
Anyway, I've caught up.
I got a bit of a mess with my rocks. Yeah.
Was it
working?
Yeah. Even with the credit card, if you don't get the right
well, I tried that. I don't know. I just got in a mess with it all.
The balance, you've got to sort of move it and leave it and let it dry. It's not easy. If you use too much water, you're right. I found that. I think I was lucky with mine. That was yours. What's wrong with that?
It's nice.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All the castle. Very nice.
Bournemouth Castle, that is.
No, I said all the castle. I didn't say.
I thought you said Bournemouth Castle.
Yeah, I felt I did the shadowing of the wrong colour, but I couldn't get rid of it then. But yeah.
Got to get away from this contrivedness and just bloody throw paint at it and see what happens. That's an acrylic one from our Chris who's arrived.
Yeah,
she snuck in here without even knowing.
Oh.
Yeah. Let us know when you need it.
More nice rocks.
Yeah, they are.
There's only one of her at the moment.
Oh, right.
Last week we had 2 or 3 Chrissies at one point. I think her volume's a bit wonky. Yeah, the sky's blue on that, isn't it?
No, I like it.
So on my one, I put some rose madder on the castle places, and it sort of brightened it up. I was quite pleased about that. Just added a bit of light to it, a bit of sparkle. There you are, you can get right in and
yeah, that's good.
Very nice.
Rocks are really good, aren't they?
Chrissy's lost her volume.
Oh dear.
That was Pauline did one at Blimey. Look at that.
She's there.
That's lovely. Wow.
Nice.
Very inviting.
Another one that's centered on the castle.
Yeah, I was looking at mine the other morning. I think I'm going to put some figures in mine. Just to take it a step further. That was good work there.
How many football shirts do you think you've got?
Looks nice and smooth, that one, Pauline. The sky's blended well, isn't it?
Yeah. I wasn't keen on the grass and the dark bit. I couldn't get that right. So. From a distance, like I say, it looks better than when you're sort of looking at it at home.
Well, it does work.
Yeah.
Good, haven't they?
Yeah, there's some nice ones. Well, Carol's got so much going on. I'm really proud when she does anything, really. It's not easy, is it? the today's adventure. Who the flipping heck thinks these things up?
Yeah, yes, Dave. Who thinks those
Yeah.
up?
Oh,
I don't know what we're going to do with this.
I think it looks deceptively easy, and I don't think it will be.
yes, I thought that. But like you say,
Mm.
I think the sketches always is the thing that you can have a bit of fun with it. I think I'm just getting a bit annoyed with myself from painting it as it is. I want to paint it different, but I don't know what to do sometimes, or I'm too scared. I was thinking about the we'll talk about videos later. I'm not sure about putting the TV aerial in either.
I'll give that a miss.
That line there, I am the electric cable. I'm not putting that in. What red is that though? Flipping it. I reckon yellow, underpaint it yellow, and then put rose madder or something on the top.
Tree trunk on the patio.
It's B&Q. You can hear the other. Oh, God, start. It's B&Q.
Back. So
It's
Russian.
from Seamus's hardware store.
It's going mad. So it's got to come out. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Well, I'm just going to go for this. I've got no pre-planning,
trees.
nothing in my mind. Clear as a bell, I am.
Oh,
Oops, that's it.
If Chrissy, you lost your volume. Are you? You're speaking in Swedish today. Very good. Well, you look good anyway. You look. That's the main.
Well, you can mute it while we're talking to Philip.
Got to change my camera.
You can carry on painting. Can't
Or
you?
is it? Oh, there it
You
is.
want to hear what we're saying.
Or spotlight that. There we go. Right, early lunch. Come on, Dave, you can do this.
yeah.
Well, I've got my hair dryer behind me, so won't have to wait for drying. What do you reckon? I'm going to carry on with that blue sky that I've been using for. Hang on, let me pin this up on the front of me. Make it look like I'm a proper artist. If I pin it up on the easel, I can. Could I zoom in? Which is the zoom button? That one. Woohoo! Got it right. I still got this load of paint from ages. That's phthalo blue and that's cobalt. So I'm going to ruin me water now. Tip it upside down. So about 10 degrees angle. What I have done, I did it this morning. I don't know why, it just seemed to be a good idea. I used a Sharpie on the roof. Let's put some little dark lines. So goodness knows what's going to happen with that. There we go. Plenty of water, or as they say in America, water. Water. It's once if you go to I go to some of those astronomy meetings, and once they start doing it, and you notice it becomes really annoying. There's a T in water. This is where I ruin my cobalt. Get some. My brush is drying up. Bit of cobalt blue in the background. Cerulean would be nice. I say that every time. I like cerulean blue. Well, cerulean blue is summer blue. Summer's blue sky, isn't it? It's cerulean blue. Let's try a bit of this phthalo blue, see what that does. Interesting. Ooh, done it. Well, this, I think you can overcook the sky, can't you? And then it sort of distracts from the subject. Turn it back. Hopefully it will stay where it belongs. Ooh, look at that bit up there. Something like that. I'll put a bit down there for completeness. It's the beauty of these brushes. They've got such a nice point on them. You can sort of tease it down to where you want it. Just clean water. That's it, really. I'm not going to do much more to it. What's the point? It's a nice blue, that phthalo blue. It's not quite as intense as Prussian blue, I don't think. Difficult to judge because I haven't used Prussian blue for it much either. While it's wet, I'll just tease it around. I'm not even going to try and put any shadow bits in. I quite like it as it is. I'm going to use a damp brush just to lift a bit off here, I think. Maybe there. Just looks a bit unreal. It's always fascinating, isn't it? When it's wet, because it evolves as you're painting it, which is great fun. And that bit there looks too, mind you, the greenery. I'll stop that, won't it? What about this door then? What did I say? Yellow, and paint it yellow, and then paint it some other colour afterwards. Get a flat brush if I can find one. Here's one. I want straight edges, don't I? Oops. I haven't got much yellow. I think it's still remnants of Terry Harrison's Sunlit Gold in there. Give it free. Where does it? How far down does it go? It goes right down, doesn't it? Twit. I have drawn a line where the doorstep is. I just didn't want to put too many brush marks on it. Sometimes if it will just blend itself, you'll get that natural blending. Ooh, that's it. For the might as well For the roof bit, I wanted to do just dry this area here. Make sure there's no water there. Use a hairdryer. Why not? I just don't want the roof colour to bleed into the sky. Lovely jubbly. So I want to get some, I can always do a test. Burnt sienna. Little bit of burnt sienna. And I've got this blue over here, so have a miss about with that. Burnt sienna. Just going to put a blob of that on there. Just as a quick test. Got blue over here. And drop it in. I think it'll work. Brush, small brush, clean water. Yeah, that'll do. And the the Sharpie brush isn't waterproof. I've put lines, black lines. They're not Sharpies. They're some other brand. Begins with V, if I remember rightly. Yeah, V-ball. V-ball. So they're not water. They're not permanent. Just trying it. Bit of burnt sienna. I'll just tease it in. Went to Haskins on Sunday for breakfast. Can't be doing that again.
Well, was it expensive? Well, not very nice.
Was it manic?
Yeah.
Oh,
Spot on.
right, yeah.
There's too many people there. I got there. I thought what time my master got there between 10 and half past. I think the restaurant opens at 10:30, but it was heaving. The car park, there was hardly a car park space. So I thought, well, this is going to be interesting. Queues of people just to get a coffee. I can't work that one out either. That does my head in. Because it's the process, isn't it? So if we didn't do it, we don't eat that type of food. But if you'd gone for an English breakfast, sausage, hash brown, and God knows what else, by the time you got your drink and paid for it, it'd be stone cold.
Mm.
What was that? How do you work that one out? I was pleasantly surprised that Mel bought. You can tell we've been married a long time. Bought scrambled egg on toast, just one portion. But she got, I don't know if it was contrived or it was part of the deal, but she got two pieces of toast, one portion of egg, and we just took 2 plates and split and did it that way. So not that we're tight. What do you reckon? Just burnt sienna and a little bit of blue on it. Should dry back quite nice. Could always mix up a bit of grey if you want, which would be Burnt sienna. Ultramarine is good for that. Gives us a bit of a grey. And drop it in. If you want some darker areas. It's a bit. Bear in mind it's watercolour, so it's going to dry back, I hope. Otherwise, we're going to lose all the tile lines. Do. Can even add a little bit of rose madder, just to add a little bit of fun. I think I'm going to get a tissue and tissue it off anyway. Just think leprechauns. These are. It's running down quite nice. Is that flat brush? I've got a nice flat brush here. There is another, the other way of doing it is to put the colour on like that and then use the brush to blend it afterwards, like you do on buildings. Sometimes works. Or you can use the cards as well to blend it in. I'll just do that. I'm thinking Hansel and Gretal cottage sort of thing, isn't it? Quite like that. We'll see what happens. Get a smaller brush. Just leave it, let it dry. I think you could be right, Pauline. It could be quite a nice, simple subject to do. I'm not shaking. I'm not feeling tense at the moment. Well, I've only painted 3 bits, so anything possible.
Still time.
Yeah, plenty of time. Yeah. I'll mix up a bit of chimney pot colour. I think that was just burnt sienna and some rose madder. You can use alizarin crimson. I'm tempted. Oh, hang on. I'm having a think here. I've got some little bit of fleshy tone here, so I'm just going to paint. You've got to think terracotta, haven't you, for chimney sort of things? And it's give my water back. So I'm just going to paint the paint by numbers. I'm going to underpaint that pot with a little bit of fleshy tone. Got another one over the other side, am I? Let's try and get to that. Just put a bit of fleshy tone on it. I think that's sort of a peachy colour. Give it that undercolour. And then while it's still damp, drop a little bit of the there's plenty of water. A little bit of the light red and burnt sienna on top. Just set the scene. Let it drizzle itself into anonymity. Where's that grey got? Oh, I've washed it away. Burnt sienna. A little bit of blue. Gives us a myriad of grey colours. Just this chimney here, isn't it? Top bit. You know what's cheap? Payne's grey is good, isn't it? I can only do the front of this. Line of colour. And then straight down, I think. Just don't put too many brush strokes. I can always come back. What I said, but I can only do one bit because I can't drizzle into the other part of the chimney because the chimney pot is wet. And do the same over the other side, but I'm just going to use clean water first. Touch it with clean water. On the chimney. It's the opposite way around. And then drop the little bit of brown on so it's nice and lighter. You can always use the rigger later on to put some darks in once it's dried. Dee, 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 dee. Just need a little bit more chimney pot colour. What did I say? Bit of flashy peached colour. Helps if you put some paint on the brush. And then drop a little bit of red on top. See? Voila, voila, voila. You can get your rigger while we're at it. And I've got this dark colour on. I think that's dried off by now. I'm going to put my hand over it. So I didn't draw all those tiles, just a few. Just want to put some of those lines in. Otherwise, they'll disappear. I just lifted the stool up. Thought I'd take a chance and sit down. Maybe Chrissy's got a sore throat. Didn't think of that, did I? No, it's breaking up. Awful. That's what. Yeah, it's like you're speaking from the moon. If you're in trouble on the... Okay. I don't know. I think the roof's probably be easier with a watercolor pencil. Maybe. So a bit of this burnt sienna terracotta colour. Stick it in. Across the ridge tiles for now. Skunk. Bit of dry brush on its side. I'll keep a few of those. I don't care what anyone says. Roofs are red. Is that right? That is. I'll tell you one thing about painting. It's so much nicer than watching or reading the news. Dear, dear. I don't. You. Sometimes, I mean, on the front page of the BBC website news, it's got a thing about women surgeon being abused and assaulted when they're on the surgery, when they're operating theatre. What's all that about? What the hell? You start to read it, you think, oh God. That's over the. It's not historical. It's in the last 5 years. I mean, it's just unbelievable. The arrogance of some of these people. It's always the other way around. It's never women doing it to men, is it? Oh, somebody hurt me. Oh, that was. I told you I had a nervous twitch. Don't think I want that there. And just lift it off. I'm just dropping in some darks where I put some lines here at the moment. Don't want to lose it completely, but I'm tempted. I just crossed my mind a minute ago while I was doing this to add some green in, sort of mossy colour. I thought that was this colour that I've mixed up here had a bit of green. It has now. So it's a dark. It's one of my dark colour, a real dark. But I've just added a little bit of mossy green effect to it. Anybody wants to sit down and draw the chimneys, all the tiles, be my guest. But I think if you draw some of the lines in, you'll get you'll feel more. You'll get more. You'll get more pleasure from trying to look at it as I'm doing now. I'm trying to put some sparkle into it. But I think mixing that terracotta, burnt sienna and light red and dropping some of that in was a good move. Don't get many. You're just gonna have to develop your own sort of style feeling for doing it. You can watch the videos on YouTube and what have you, how to paint roofs. And as I've always said, whenever I try to emulate it or do it in that sort of designer way, it always ends up exactly the same way as I always do it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just the way I paint. And I think you should try and, that's what I was saying right at the start, you should stop this contrived lark. Paint how you feel and how you see. Got to get back to that. It's definitely got a hard line under there. Painting in sort of reverse order at the moment. I'm putting in shadow bits, even though I haven't painted all the light on it yet. I was going to put a little wash of colour down that inside that chimney, but I'm kind of changing my mind now. This chimney doesn't actually, I think it forms part of the back of the, it's behind it. That's the trouble with these reference images a lot of the time. You can't actually tell what order the things are. Is it at the front? Is it at the back? Joyce did some brilliant giraffes. I forgot to show them just now. Remind me.
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Those two little coloured ones, I
Mm.
think I said to you, they make brilliant badges or pieces of jewellery, you know?
Oh, yes, yeah.
I can imagine them as sort of, oh, that's funny, because when I was at Askins, they had some sort of brooches there, you know, little bits of clip-on jewellery.
Mm.
I nearly said to Mel, do you want to get one as an anniversary sort of do that? And then I looked at it, I thought, well, they were like 14, 15 quid. And I thought I'd rather buy something off of a craft person that made their own, you know? So I answered my own question. So alas, Mel didn't get a commemorative brooch.
Walford Mill usually has lovely things in that sort of department.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was unusual for me to say that because I usually a bit snobby when it comes to that sort of stuff. Shouldn't be, I know, I should know better. Well, it's only because they've taken over Bournemouth Gardens. So it annoys me that. Just mixed up a bit of that yellow in with the tile colour. Just dropping it in with just flicking it away with a brush. If you've got some cerulean blue, which I haven't, while it's damp, wouldn't it? You can put some blue onto it as well. Make it a multicoloured affair. That roof is so good I could eat it. I think it'd be a wise move because I've got this dark area here. A wise move too. Well, I've got the rigger. It was burnt sienna, blue, a blob of green, and burnt. It's not burnt sienna, it's raw umber actually, which is, don't know what the light's like in here, but it's supposed to be going dark, really dark. Push it over there for a minute. Just think at the bottom tiles should be really dark. Even water. Oh, don't worry. Just go dark. Cross hatch it. Put line down, line down. See if we can get a nice effect across. See how wet it is. It's still going blurry unless my eyesight's really bad this morning. I'm trying to put extra lines for detail and then it's just going logging into it. Never mind. Unlikely. Lucky we don't get, I don't think we do. We don't get earthquakes in this country. There's poor people in Morocco. Crikey. Whole villages just disappeared. There's a lot of people in this country looking at all those horrible news shots and that, thinking, crikey, we've been there. Those, because they're very popular, those sort of areas. Nightmare. World's mad. Yep. Good man. Good man. Go on then. Do it. I will. I'm going to do it. I'll get that flat brush. I'm going to. Oh, there it is. Going to put red on that door. Well, it's not red, is it? It's rose madder. Excuse me. I just figured if I use the flat brush, I can get, oops, nice sort of flat washing. Might need a bit more over there. Looks like I'm going to have to go it. Oh, no, bit down the bottom. Don't touch it. That's enough. Ooh, yeah, put a straight line. Leave it. Just let it ponder itself into some nicety. When I've got that brush, I'm going to put a little tab of. What I'm doing today is what I wanted was a little bit of blue, a little bit of light blue. Pop in there. It's a similar. Go a bit dark. Just that width, isn't it? It's just about right. Down, 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 down. Think about now is a bit of the foreground, I think. Let that dry off. It's raw sienna, isn't it? The predominant bit at the bottom. Sort of a raw sienna or sand, dune, as some people call it. That'd be a good choice of colours. I think I'm going to get some raw sienna first. It's the wrong brush, Dave. For this sort of work. My favourite, as everyone, is the old fan brush. That's solid. I forget to wash them off. I put them on the side down here. And 2 weeks later, or a week later, you come back and it's like the paint's dried like brittle concrete on it. I'm going to go under. I don't care. I'm just going to go raw sienna and then put some. How far down? Set a boundary. It's coming down here. And it stops back there, doesn't it? Could do. Or does it go round down to there? Then find some of that. find local colour. So I've been using this blue over here, cobalt and phthalo blue. Take the edge off, we'll double check. It's dark. And drop that in. I'm just breaking it up. So I want different greens, don't we? Phthalo blue. My newfound friend. I was online just now, or earlier this morning, picking out some autumn winter flowers. Don't want a lot. 80 plug plants, that'd be enough for me, I think. Push it in. I've still got this dark, so I can add some of that on. It's just a stippling effect, isn't it, I'm after. Where the white gaps are, there's no reason why. I used to have a small stipply brush. There's one. But any old brush, you can get it and smash the end up so it gets all that, goes that funny shape. That's what you're after, isn't it? I've got this dark that I was playing with on the roof and that. So I just figure I could splurge a bit of that in. Sorry about the green, everyone. Trouble. It's a global thing. Well, I figure if you put some of those on, some darky bits, it will give us a nice effect. It's a matter if you get the odd one flowing into the sky as well, isn't it? It helps nice things. Well, I've got that green or that dark. I've deliberately drawn two straight lines over here. Oh, is it two? A few actually. I think that brush should be too big. Back to the rigger. Bit of the raw sienna, or whatever colour that's developed into now. Oops. Don't put my hand in the door. The only reason was it was like there was grassy straight things over here. I just wanted to add them in. I've just drawn some straight lines going up. This one will go up like that, won't it? We'll do that. Cross over. Then use that dark and put it on top. It should get a that effect. Whoa. But even when I like it when it does that. It just sort of, it runs out of paint and you get like a dry brush effect. Like that. Because, well, it runs out of water, I think, as much as paint. It won't move any further. Flick upwards. It's just clean water now. Pushing the stuff that's there around. A bit more raw sienna. There's like a hedgy ness there, isn't there? That's what I've done. I've drawn a pencil line there where I think where there's a boundary in colour. And I just think if you're lucky, it will pick out different hedges. Even though I'm sticking with the raw sienna. for now. Add some of the cobalt blue perhaps this time. I've got 3 boxes here. One's cobalt, one's phthalo blue, and the third one's a blend of the two, I think. So I just think it just shows my indecision. Can't make up my mind up, so where did it go? Oh, I know what's happening here. Because it's autumn out there, my painting's starting to turn into an autumny type painting. Told you. You reflect. It happens a lot. I'm always saying it. Well, it does for me anyway. My body reflects what's going on around. Now, what's this grass got its same? Oh, I don't know what that is there. It's a nightmare. Have I got a colour that even comes close? I did say sand, didn't I? Dune, sandy colour. Go on, put it on then. I have. Look at it. Dabble it on with the fan brush. Oh, I don't know how you do it, Dave. You make it look so easy. Just a bit of. Oh, I'll show you something in a minute. That's sand colour. I think I'm going to put it over here as well. It's just not the brush is running out of paint, but I just think it wouldn't hurt to whack a bit of it over here. Well, I say that we've got that stipple brush from earlier. Should be able to scratch a few bits of dark in over here. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. Just set the scene. And this bit's fine because we can use the raw sienna on top of it, or a bit of yellow if you want to show off. Or a bit of variation. Just dab it on. Because I've splattered that brush, so it's not a really brush anymore. But if I just put it down and flick it up, it's a variation, doesn't it? For us botanists, it's got to look the biz, isn't it? Let's put a few bits of this over here. I'm waiting for this to dry off a bit, this area. That's why I keep doing it all the time. Flitting around from one spot to the other. Pushing. This brush is a bit of the green. Whatever colour that was. It wasn't green, was it? It was raw umber. Burnt sienna and a bit of viridian green attached into the mix. I'm using this on its side now. I don't know about you, look. I find this quite nice, quite enjoyable. Creating flowers out of nothing, or foliage where there isn't. I don't know what flowers are what. They all look the same to me. Some you eat. They're the ones I like. Bit of rigor and some darks. Oh, I know. No, not yet. failing that, if you let that, if you do get an area like that, let it go bone dry, and then use a watercolor pencil to scrape it, to scratch in some dark highlights, dark lights. That's it, isn't it? You get highlights, so the opposite is dark lights. Oh, I know what I'm on about. No, it's just in painting, isn't it? When you, instead of highlights, you're putting in, it is a highlight, but you're using dark to do it, so it's a dark light. Hey, it's educational today. I've got a big blob of raw umber on there, on the edge of the brush. Put it crudely, it's like a, no, like a bogey, really. The doctor I saw yesterday her name was Dr. Livingstone. Oh dear. As well. I was thinking of David Livingstone, wasn't it? When he met the bloke at the top of the Nile, the American. The other Victorian explorer. Can't remember his name now. And when he met him, he said, Dr. Livingstone, I presume. I bet she's heard that a few times when people have gone in to see her. Dr. Livingstone knows him. Then they threw me out of the surgery. Don't you come back here again. Build it up. That's all you can do with different shades. Looks quite nice, though. Almost like a watercolor. What we offer time?
Past 11.
Yeah.
Still plenty of it. Oh. Should we go back to earliest lunch then? I'll get a wiggle on in a minute. I'm just looking for where you get a certain colour on your brush and it looks good, keep going. And I'm using this. In other words, I've spotted this colour that I've mixed up here just for the foliage. It's a nice shadowy colour, so I might as well drop it in here and there. And the same, I did put a pencil line. I think this is a road of some description. So I might as well. There's a defining line, isn't there? Put a line of that across, do you think? This is drying off nicely. Got our fan brush still. So if I want to, do I want to paint the wall of the cottage? That's the thing. Do I want to? Do I need to? I don't know. I've got some dirty water in the pot. Shall I use that? It's not shadow. There's some wonky paint on the side here. I'll just put a little bit, now mix up loads of water. This, by doing that, I suppose you can say it's proving that it's not pure white. But if you use cerulean blue, or the blue that you use for the sky, you can put a drop of that in as well. Just grab it on. Make sure it's nice and watery, because you can always dilute it, add more, but taking it off. Sometimes not that easy. And same for the road. I'm going to use a bit of the blue. So the theme is blue. I'm using the fan brush here. Blue with a little bit of the burnt sienna. Or you could use as June, the sand colour. Look nice. I'm just doing it in a straight line. That do. Can always add a little bit of extra dirt to the foreground, so that's a bit more extra shadow. Bum bum bum. Then move away. I'm going to go back over to here now. But I thought this one I'd use the yellow rather than the raw sienna. So I've got a different tonal value of green here. Still the same procedure, just adding the blue that I used in, say, phthalo blue or whatever you want to call it. Just drop it in with the fan brush. Might have to mix up a bit more of the dark in a minute. Could go right down here, couldn't it? That the phthalo blue with the yellow though, you can see it makes almost like a viridian green, which is pretty yuck really. Bit of raw umber. A little bit of blue. Give me a dark. I don't know. To me, it's got a. No, it's just the light in here, but even though it's. I don't know. It seems to have a green tinge to it. Feels green. As I say, anyone outside of our group watching, if you want to paint individual leaves, be my guest. It's great fun. If you've got a lifetime to spare, it takes a long time to do them. If you add more blue into that mix, it will go darker. I'm only waiting till I put raw umber in the spot where I normally put burnt umber. So I'm just waiting for that to empty to refill it with burnt umber. I don't know. It's my favourite dark colour. I don't want to put some going up there. Really, it's about as I'm flitting from one side to the other. I think I'm doing it deliberately because I'm letting you'll find you need to leave certain areas alone, let them soak off and dry until they get the water dryness ratio to paint, absorbs into it, and then you can go back without it splurging and flopping around all over the place. Just want those reminiscent of Hardy's cottage. This not quite such a big expanse, a bit more close up. But I was thinking that yesterday or whenever it was, I was sort of browsing at today's sort of Target, and I thought I did think to myself, especially with the roof, you could look at it and say, you could zoom in on any part of the picture and use that as the focus for the whole thing. There's loads of, just do a study of a couple of tiles or the chimney, you could do it that way and do a lot of good work. Nearly there. On a roll now. Bit more of the sand colour for the step, I think. While it's damp, I'll put in a little bit of extra. I'm actually using the dark tone for the foliage as a shadow tone for the rest of it. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, I bought ages ago and I only noticed it this morning. Was a watercolor pencil called Sand. That's what I was saying just now. If you, when this sort of area here, these sort of straw areas dry, when it dries back, you could, if you had a brush, a pencil like that, you could quite easily put in some nice straw areas with the brush, but mine's too wet, but I could do that. I'll just put a line of it there to show the colour, and then just use a brush to hydrate it, and then I'll have a sandy sort of path bit. Yeah. Nice, isn't it? Nice colour, that. Sand. Just put a bit of raw sienna on it. Nice. What about these creepy things going up the wall? What should we do about them? Use the fan brush, do you reckon? I've put pencil lines where I think they are, and I've got this dark, shadowy dark colour that I've blended here. I could just use the edge of the fan brush. Try it. Why not? Almost need quite a strong dollop of paint on it. Like this green, blue, and a dollop of raw sienna, raw umber. Any brown would do. You can always practice on the side of the paper. There you go, that worked. And just toggle them in. You can always fine tune them later with a rigger. Put some extra. I've got this stuff at the back, or I did have, growing up the wall. If I remember rightly, it was growing up the front window as well at one stage. Grows ever. It's terrible stuff, isn't it? I'm actually going to put it down the inside of that door. And that side for a while. It's not a dead straight line, is it? It's got to be a spiky one. Knobbly line. Just try it on the side. It's lethal stuff, isn't it? When it grows, it sucks itself straight into the concrete. Yeah, the irony of it is I have actually got some ivy that I was trying to grow, and it hasn't grown very well. Yet the stuff, it'll grow where you don't want it to, no problem at all. Early lunch, early lunch, early lunch. It's not too bad. I want to put a little bit of shadow up there, don't I? Well, I've used that shadowy mix for foliage and the other bit, so it's just dark, isn't it? It's just a dark tone with some green in it, which I've often do anyway. Clean water, just let it fizzle, drizzle, fizzle, drizzle. I think I might need just a little edge of dark down there. Is that? That's right. You've got a greenhouse. I'm just. Shall I or shan't I? Yes, I shall. Look for some dirty paint. But it's not really. It's just the edge of the dark, and I just want to put the shadow in. A little line. Could go darker. Drop it in there. That'd be. Oh, I just spotted some more. What's me doing? More vine. You can disguise any mistakes you made with some little viney bits. Put some extra vines growing up. Look at it, taking over the flipping chimney. That's pretty good, that. This one is. I'm just looking at the reference picture for the first time. Oh dear. I think these could do a bit extra room for them. And they've got to come from somewhere, so they've got to have a little bit of substance here. Of course, he's going to enjoy this with that acrylic paint. And I can sense it. With these fan brushes, once you get going, it's great. It's surprising how I'm daring to say it, how accurate you can get just by using part of just one end of it. I think it's because it's bristle, isn't it? It has that extra strength that helps. You can push it. I quite enjoy it. I think I've done it before, haven't I? And I've sort of said, do you know what? I've done nearly the whole painting using a hand brush. Yeah, I like that. As it's drying off, we can put extra darks and shadows in. Form some leaves. Well done. You will get an early lunch. Good for doing little stones on the whatever they are. Indeterminate items. We don't know what they are. Oh look, there's some more of these bloody things crawling off here. Oh my god. I told you it goes everywhere. They're everywhere. I love it. It was doing a better job than that just now. It seems to have gone a bit. Push it there and see what it is. Not so happy about those. I've got more than one for now. I'm not using that, but I've got a few two fan brushes. It'll do. Then I'll lift it off a bit later. Oh, I found it again there. It's the bit in the middle just there that I was supposed to be using. Tussle. Yes, very subtle. Very good. I'm standing a bit too, I'm sat down, so I'm probably a bit too close to it at the moment to appreciate what I've done and what I haven't done. I'm not fussed about the roof. And be whatever it is. I could put some white bits in just to hello there. Wow, it's quite nice. I enjoyed this. Such a nice relaxing subject for a change. And there's no hard and fast, it's got to be done this way rule to it. Put a few straight lines on these. Good old rigor. Adds a little bit of definition to it. I think it does. Tendency is to start fiddling. Well, I'm glad I put some pencil marks on a few spots. There's pencil mark there. And stuff's growing up the window. Amazing. Straight line. Now I've still got a dark line, put pencil line here. Just going to tease a little bit dark along there. Why did the roof up? And just as I said it, I mentioned the word, so I'm going to do it now. I've got a fascinating brush here. It's I have no idea. It's a bristle brush, but it's about 5mm. So I'm just going to use some white on it. Oh, if I can get the lid off. Dab it in the water. Clean water. Just thought I'd stick a few bits on the roof. Just random. My thought was that it's about being 5mm, it would just be a little 5mm blob of colour. Give me a. I used acrylic paint the other day, Chris. Don't get excited. I just painted a number 15, which is my house number on the rubbish bin. It was a yellow and a green. No, so I painted it white and then painted it some sort of green colour on the top. Hot day, it dried because the food caddy bin disappeared the other day. Well, couldn't spot it out there. So I thought if I put a number on, I've ordered a new one and then found the one that was missing. It's always the way, isn't it? It's the only bin that you can get off the council for free. All the others you have to pay. So when they're going to deliver it this week, it's Thursday, I think. So I'll hide all the other. Oh, that'll be 3 I'll have then. So I'll have to hide them. There's no rhyme, no reason or purpose to what I'm doing here. I just thought I could put a few blobs of white in. Just get what I think. I like that bit. I'm not going to touch that. There you are. Is that enough? Think it's enough?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, as I say, when it's dry, I've got that. Well, I did have that brush that had sand on it. It was called sand. And I thought I'd just flick in a watercolor pencil rather, when it's dry, or a darker one. You could put in a few straw lines because it's so much. That just seemed like a nice colour to do. It was the sand. Give it a little bit more depth at the foreground. Same there. Obviously, you can do it a little bit while it's wet. It'll act like it'll just hydrate it as you go up through. But I do that quite a lot with some of the paintings. Just go over them with a pencil. Like I say, my favourite one is the flesh tone one, because you can put it anywhere, especially if you've got areas that I don't know, you want to put a bit of sparkle on them. But it's just one of those colours. It's a neutral earth colour. Look, you can even put it in there. Just, I don't know, I'm making it look. But it just gives it that little bit of extra warmth. I'll try it on the roof if you like, even though it's damp. Put it in your shadows. Yeah, anywhere. Voila. On the road. On the road again. Got a few speckly bits on there. But it will add a little bit of, I don't know, love. A little bit of loveliness to your picture. There you go. Oh, things. Have a look. Yeah, that do. Oh, I like that. Hansel and Gretel's cottage. What you can do, it's not compulsory, but no, I'm not going to put it on. What's that thing? The TV aerial. I don't know why.
You just spoil it if you put that in. Yeah. An aerial on there.
Yeah, I think I'll do it just for the help. It's an aubergine pencil. Could actually use an ordinary pencil. I don't know, like it sort of might work. But if you've got a dark black watercolor pencil, you can use it. This one's aubergine. Of all the pencils I pick up and think, oh, that's dark, that'll do. It's actually, I looked at the colour, it's aubergine. But you can get the drift. You can have fun with it. Add darks. Any other one. Put it anywhere. Well, I don't know that. But anywhere where you want to add a little bit of a line. But the skill of that is deciding how hard to push on it. Because sometimes it's surprising how light you need to push on it for it to have an effect. Especially if you're using a not finished paper like this. But again, if you know, it's a bit like that flesh tone pencil. Aubergine isn't in my daft thinking, is a neutral colour.
Yeah.
If you use a colour that's like cadmium red or something, then you're asking for trouble. But when I look out at these old eyes, colours all sort of blend into nothing. If I look at the road, it's not just one grey. If I put aubergine on the grey of a road, it'll look fine. It's in there, isn't it? It's part of it. They're earth colours, so they're natural. Sort of, I don't know. You can't describe it really. If I look at a white car at the front there, and I can visualise putting a little bit of flesh tone within that white, and it wouldn't look out of place. It'll look like sort of a shadow. Same with the aubergine. So yeah, there you go. Over to you. Boom, boom. Oh wow! Just looked at it on screen.
Not with yellowfish.
What an artist! That looks really nice. I'm quite pleased with that.
Yeah. It looks like a quaint little cottage.
That's why I said right from the start, I want to do Hansel and Gretel.
I think you achieved that.
Chrissy's having trouble again this morning.
That's been very nice. I was watching it even though I wasn't talking.
I didn't notice.
Talking to my son, but it's very nice.
It's nice.
Anyway, hi Chris. I think it's there's something wrong with her internet connection or a voice. Shame. I like that one.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I've enjoyed myself.
Very sweet.
We could put Father Christmas, anything with a red door.
Stop there. Don't mention that word.
Beg pardon.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
At the end.
No, that's all right. I've just switched on my phone. I was able to watch everything and I could hear everything, but I don't know why you couldn't hear me. But that's all I can say, really. I've no idea. I've no idea at all.
Sitting in my room, staring out my window, and I wonder where you're gone. Thinking back on the happy hours just before the dawn. Outside the wind is blowing, seems to call your name again. Where have you gone? you think you got yourself